What is up, my crazy simps? In the last episode, we dove into some Ars Nouveau and got ourselves a nice little storage system. And since last episode, I have been very busy. I set up a nice amethyst farm with this amethyst golem, and come on down here. I got all of my essences automated, semi-automated. I got to put the source gems in here, but the rest is pretty nice. And we have a ton of essences now, so we're not going to be needing them anytime soon. And since I didn't cover most of these, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me in the comments. I answer all of my comments. But anyways, guys, that gets me into today's topic. You see, I have this spell book right here, and I wanted to upgrade it because it's only a tier 1, and I want to upgrade it to a tier 2. But that's going to take a lot of work. We're going to need a Spirit of Calling, which requires 4 essences around a Sub-Zero dust, which you get from a Sub-Zero crystal that you get from defeating the Snow Queen. And that's what we're going to do first. The next thing we got to do is make a Spirit Attuned Gem, which is a lot to go over, so I'll go over that in the meantime. I'll go over that when the time comes. But first, let's go kill a Snow Queen and get some Sub-Zero crystals. Now, I have killed a Snow Queen before, but I want to do it on camera. Show you guys. It's not hard. It's kind of daunting at first, but it is not difficult at all. So this is a Snow Queen tower. It's all rainbowy. And typically, you would go in the bottom down here, go in and go up the tower. But I found a nice, sneaky little tricky. This is where she'd be, in the tallest tower. But I found a nice little trick in order to get in there early. Oh, goodbye, Tucanet. So let's just go into our glyphs real fast. And we have a glyph. I called it Heaven's Ascension because I love my glyphs having cool names. And we have this launch glyph and a projectile. And what this does is if you shoot a block with it, it'll just launch into the air. Or an entity, a mob or somebody, it'll shoot into the air, but it also works on blocks. And you see I have an AoE on it. And what that ends up doing is bloop, shoot it at this wall, and look at that. It just disappears. And oh, wow. There's the boss. Don't have to worry about that. And yeah, we're just gonna kill her. Kill her dead. She is not hard, like, at all. I don't know why, but she just is not hard. I took it spell. Oh, okay, never mind. You're hard. I can't see. Okay, here we go. I hope my sword doesn't break. This would be much easier, or much harder, if I didn't just be able to fly, but basically fly. Whoa! Yeah, there we go. She's dead. And we kill that thing. Look at that. Oh! And look, now we get some Sub-Zero crystals. And that's how you get them, guys. This also gives us a couple more things. Some more Sub-Zero crystals. A nice bow. And it gives us these rhyme-bound magic mirrors, which I don't exactly know what they do. So we're not going to bother that. But it also gives us stabilized warp scrolls, which is this is what we need. Now, like I said, I already beat the Snow Queen, so I already have a stabilized warp scroll. What a stabilized warp scroll does, you shift right-click at a location, and it sets the location, and then anywhere else you are, you just right-click on the ground. It builds this nice temporary portal. It will go away after like a minute or so, and then you just jump on through it. And it teleports you right back to wherever you set the location. And we need a lot of these because we're going to be doing a lot of teleporting around. And we got ourselves some Sub-Zero crystals. And what we're going to do with this, we are going to throw it on the ground. And another spell you can get is called the Crush spell. And what this spell does is it takes items and, crushes them down, basically. like a pulverizer or like a crusher or something. But it's a spell, and it's really nice. It only targets blocks, though, unless you add sensitive, then it targets items on the ground. And I have a couple of AoEs on there so I can target multiple items. So we'll just select that, and let's just throw these down, and boop. Now we got ourselves some Sub-Zero dust. Very nice. We'll take that. Get ourselves some essences. We need all of the elements. So air, earth, fire, and water. We'll take this around a imbuement chamber with them. Let's take our Sub-Zero dust, plop it on in there, and let that sit. It's going to take a while. It needs 10,000 source. And we don't have that. So look at that. All that time just to go up a 1. And it's got to get to 100. So we're going to wait for that. And while we wait on this, let's get into the next part of this episode. And that is the other half of this recipe, the Spirit Attuned Gems. So in order to do this, we're going to need to put a fluix pearl into this spirit mod contraption. And just to get a fluix pearl takes a lot. We're going to have to get some fluix dust and more sub-zero dust. And how we get fluix dust is with a fluix crystal. And we get a fluix crystal with a filling spout and liquefied source. And to get liquefied source is a whole thing. So we're going to dive right into it. And the first thing that we need to do in order to get this whole thing started is to make this fluidic source link. And it's not very hard to make. All you gotta have is electrum, bronze, source gems, and fluid containment jars, which we have all of those. Well, I don't know about the fluid containment jars, but let's see. So we need a fluid containment jar. And to get a fluid containment jar, you just need, do we have any of that? No. Get this bad boy, and then we can finally get our fluid source link. And what this is gonna do, we can't really use it right now. So we'll just have to wait for that. But we're just gonna plop it on down. Let's say right here for now. Look at that. Very nice. And now we need to get into a little bit of create, because this fluid source link, what it does is it takes fluids from the tanks below it, such as potions, and it converts it into source. So that's what we need. We need a tank. And the best one to get is the one from create. So let's get into that. We've already got ourselves a nice little setup over here, a little workshop I built. And right here, we're going to put some water wheels. So let's get into how to make those. We're just going to need some planks surrounding a shaft, which a shaft is just compressed stone. And you get a compressed stone by making infused rock, and you get infused rock by imbuing calcite in an imbuement chamber. So we're going to put some calcite into an imbuement chamber. We're going to take some infused rock, throw it on the ground, and zap it with our crush spell again. Create some of that. We're going to take all this compressed stone and turn it into shafts. We're going to take those shafts surrounded with wood and make a water wheel. And what we want to do is we want to make a couple of these. And we're going to make a large water wheel. So we'll just get 8 of those. So the difference between a large water wheel and a regular water wheel is that the large water wheel will spin slower, but it has a much higher stress capacity. And that's what I like about it. I like the really high stress capacity. So we're just going to put these down like so, all in a line like this. Look at that. That is beautiful. Now we just gotta put water down, and there we go. Get the water flowing on there. Now we just gotta look up how to make our tanks. So we're gonna need some copper plates and a barrel. And how to get copper plates is we're gonna need to send a copper ingot through a pressing process 3 times, it looks like. So we're just gonna set that up on a conveyor belt. We're gonna need cogs. So I've got 3 presses right here. I need belts. Got a ton of cogs. And I'm thinking we're going to put this little process, let's say right here. There you go. That looks nice. Gonna bloop, blap. And to get this rolling, we're just going to put down a Starbuncle wheel. Little hamster in there. Put a gold block in front to make them go faster. I'm going to put down these metal presses right above it. So like right here, and right here. There we go. Look at that. Now we got to bring this over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a nice little speed ramping technique. There we go. Look how fast this thing's going. I'm going to bring a shaft on around here. A little bit of that. And there we go. And get this whole thing spinning. So I just need to get some copper. I get a whole stack just so I can show you how beautiful this thing is. And it's just going to start pressing it down. Look at that. That's nice. At the very end, it'll pop off. Copper plate. And this is where we need to get into some automation. And one thing that I found out that is really good for automation are these Starbuncles. Which to me is very surprising. So let's put down these Starbuncles like so. We get ourselves a Dominion wand. And we just... Starbuncle will take from that chest and then it'll put it onto here. There we go. And then this Starbuncle will store into this chest. And the beauty about these Starbuncles is that they will just pick up items off the ground. Just like that, you see? So I'll let that go. And this works for any of the metals. You just throw them on here, it'll press, and there you go. But now that we got ourselves some copper plates, let's make ourselves a tank. And while we're at it, let's try to make ourselves a spout at the same time. So to make a fluid tank, we're going to need a barrel. Let's just get that in there. Boop. Make ourselves a fluid tank. And let's also make ourselves a spout. And to make a spout, we're going to need a copper casing. And how you make a copper casing is just put a stripped log and give it some copper. And make a copper casing. Very nice, very easy. We already have some copper casings. I think we got them from achievements. and get ourselves a spout. We're going to need this in the future. And while we're at it, let's get ourselves a depot, which I think we already have. A depot isn't hard to get. It's just compressed stone and a compressed stone casing, which just like the copper casing, you just give a stripped log a compressed stone. It has to be a stripped canopy log. All right, guys, now that we got ourselves a tank, we can come back over to our fluid source link. Just mosey on over here. Put a tank under it, and now we can give it some fluids, such as potions. Now, one thing I learned about this mixing cauldron is that you can actually make potions in it, which I didn't know that. I wish I had known that for my last episode. I didn't. But it comes super in handy for this setup right here, for the fluid source link. So we're going to make ourselves a nice little potion of regeneration with this aloe vera. If you didn't know that, you can, in this mod pack, you can make potions of regeneration with aloe vera. Make ourselves a potion of regeneration. We'll give it some redstone as well, just to up the potion itself. Now that our potion is complete, we're just going to right click it with some of these bottles. An entire cauldron can make 8 bottles of potions. And we're just going to take these. It's not working. That is very upsetting. I don't know why it's not working. All right, let's try to make a new potion just to see if I'm just stupid. We're going to make a potion of ancient knowledge with these resplendent elderberries. You know what? I think I actually have to have a Starbuncle do it. So we're going to place down a Starbuncle charm, and we're going to give it this star bucket, which this turns into a Starbuncle that allows it to transport fluids. We're going to take it. We're going to take from there, and it's going to put it into there. There we go. We did it. All right, and it absorbed all of that potion like immediately and gave us 43% full of source, which I don't exactly know what that means, but that's okay. Next thing we need to do is we need to make some source jars, which is not hard to make at all. And we'll plop it down, let's say right here. That seems like a good spot. And this source link will automatically send all of the source into this little guy, the source jar. And now we need to make what is called a source condenser. And what this does is it takes source and turns it into a liquid form that we can put into a bucket. And it's pretty easy to make. We just need a fluid container and we need a source relay. A source relay is not hard to make. You just need some gold nuggets and a gold ingot and a source gem block. We'll get that, put it right next to our source jar, and automatically take all of the source in it and turn it into liquid source. It's got 3 buckets in it right now. We just need 1 bucket though. So it's got 4 buckets. So we'll take one of them. We'll come over to our create section. So let's get this. We'll place it down. Let's say right here. That seems good. Put a nice little spout right above it, just like that. And above that, we need to put a tank. So put it right there. And we need to put a mechanical pump below it. Mechanical pump's not hard to get. You just need a fluid pipe and a cog, and fluid pipes aren't hard to make at all either. You just need copper plates and copper ingots. So let's make some of those for fluid pipes and a mechanical pump. And let's put it right there. Wonderful. Now we need to give it some rotational energy. So how are we going to get this over here? And there we go. Kind of janky. I might fix it off camera, but this will do for now. We're on a time crunch. So we're just going to put our source in here. Oh, no, we're not. All right, so let's get the source condenser and the Starbuncle from earlier. Gonna change it. And then we're going to take it up there. There we go. Now there's some source in it. Look at that. And so with that, all we got to do is put so now we got to imbue one of these Certus Quartz crystals, and it'll give us a charged Certus Quartz crystal. We'll just take this over here, plop it down like that, and it'll squirt out some source onto it and turn it into a fluix crystal. And then we'll take this and switch back to our crush spell and just blast it with some magic. There we go. Now it'll give us a fluix dust. And we need, how much do we need? We need 4 of those. So let's do that 3 more times. And with that, we'll just take a sub-zero dust from earlier and the 4 fluix dust, throw them into some water. Whoa. And combine it with the sub-zero dust. And get ourselves a fluix pearl. And that is half of the battle. Now we got to go into this nice little structure, which is not nice at all. So what we're going to need 4 wither skeleton skulls, 4 void prisms, 4 source gem blocks, and a soul sand with the spirit fire on top of that. So the first thing we're going to get into is these void prisms right here. We're going to need a spell prism and some end blocks. And to get end blocks, it's pretty easy. We just need more fluix pearls. So we're going to need 4 more fluix pearls, looks like. We're going to need 16 powdered obsidian, which is not hard to get. We're just going to have to blast some obsidian with our crush spell. The same with this end stone. And to get end stone, it's pretty easy. You just put some stone around a conjuration essence. Gives you 8 end stone. Let's do that first. So let's get some stone, conjuration essence, get 8 end stone. We need 16. Blast it. Gives us some end stone dust. There you go, 16 obsidian. Throw it down. Blast. Whoop. Wrong spell. Blast it. Whoa, look at all that obsidian. So this is a 75% chance you'll get an obsidian back. So let's just keep doing it. Look at that. All right, we don't need that much. Now we just got to make 4 more fluix pearls. All right, I finally got my fluix pearls. It took way too long. Let's make 4 of these. And now we just got to figure out how to make this spell prism, which is not hard. We just need a block of quartz, which we can make, some archwood planks, and some gold ingots. We don't have a block of quartz, but we have plenty of quartz. There we go. And the way you get quartz is you just blast raw tin with your crush spell. Get yourself a spell prism. We need 4 of those. So let's do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4 spell prisms. And now we can make ourselves 4 void prisms. There we go. Very nice, very nice. Whoa. Get ourselves 4 blocks of source. And I'm going to put this right around here. So let's just blap, 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 blap. There we go. Now we need some soul sand. Put that in the center right here. So we got the fluix pearl and we got everything else. The only thing we need to do is light the soul sand on fire. And we need 4 wither skeleton skulls. In order to get these wither skeleton skulls, we need to do a ritual to open up a gate pearl, which is very interesting. So we're just gonna need some lead dust, a skeleton skull, and an anima essence. So you can just get skeleton skulls by wandering about and looting and stuff, which is what I did. I've got 5 skeleton skulls now. Now I just need some lead. And you get lead again by crushing up, what is it? And you get lead by crushing silver dust. And so I've got a lot of lead. I've been crushing a bunch of ores. So let's throw this down, blast it. There we go. Get 3 lead dust. We're also gonna need, go down here, get some anima essence. Now let's look at this Byrog's Baleful Binding. Oh, it doesn't look hard at all. Okay. So yeah, it's just a little ritual. All right, we've got to sacrifice a deer for this. So let's make this near a deer. Ah, there we go. There's one right there. Clear out a plot of land. That seems good to me. Let's go into here, visualize this. What? The candles. Okay. I think any candle works. All right, so we got the ritual down. We got our items in place. Now we just got to put a skeleton skull right there. Ooh, started summoning the wild hunt. Now this is going to summon a gate pearl. And oh, I need to sacrifice. Where's that dude? There it is. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. It's okay. Come here. Come here. It's okay. It's okay. I got some seeds over here for you. I got some seeds. And some grass. A little bit of grass over there. It's fun. I promise. A lot of fun. Come on. There we go. So this is going to summon a gate pearl, which is basically a like a wave mechanic. Whoa, my gosh. Whoa, that looks cool. Whoa. Oh, this is scary. So this is going to summon a bunch of waves. I got to kill them before the timer runs out. There we go. Not too hard, this wave. And I'm hoping that they'll drop some some wither skeleton skulls. Oh, I'm getting withered. This is gonna be difficult. Good thing I can fly. These guys don't want to. How much health do they have? Okay. Wither skeleton skull. There's 2 more. Oh, heck, I died. Was not paying attention to my wither effect. Stop running away from me. Okay. Got one more to kill. Got 30 seconds to kill him. Come on, come on. Okay, cool. I killed him. Alright, so we have all of the... Oh my gosh, look at all of them. How am I supposed to kill all of them? Honestly, I could just leave it, but I kind of want to finish this. You know, I think I'm just going to let this die out. That's a little bit too much, too many enemies for me. We got our skulls, though. That's awesome. Let's go on in here. Place these down right here, like so. And now we just need to light this on fire and toss in a fluix pearl. So let's get up here. Oh, turn my magnet off. So just throw it on in there. Oh, look at that. And I got 4 Spirit Attuned gems. Nice. Look at that. That's so cool. And now let's go over here. And look, I got a Spirit of Calling too. So now we'll just put that into our crafting recipe. Bloop. And bloop. And where's our spell? There it is. Get ourselves a Tattered Spellbook. Can cast tier 2 glyphs or lower. Look at that. We did it! Mage's Spellbook! Tier 2 glyphs! Oh, that's awesome! Oh, I've been wanting this for so long. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this episode, please feel free to watch the rest of my series. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.